Hello everybody and welcome to the Melbourne qualifier of the first ever Australian Championships of Cosplay. Let's hear it. So we've got our contestants hiding in the wings. The louder you cheer, the more happy they are. So I'd love to hear those cheers. Now, today we're going to be seeing the best in Melbourne cosplay from video games, comics, TV and movies. The overall winner from today, along with finalists from Perth and Adelaide and Sydney and Brisbane, will compete to be the Australian Championship of Cosplay. The Australian Champion of Cosplay at the Australian Championship of Cosplays in Sydney. Now, from there, our champion will go on to represent Australia at the 2016 Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo Crown Championships of Cosplay, competing with the best cosplay from nations all around the world. Now, we've got some awesome judges here with us today. Can I introduce you, please, to Kate McLeod? She has a background in hair and makeup for musical theatre. She's worked on shows like Grease and Wicked and Rocky Horror for the last couple of years. So big round of applause. Thank you, Kate. Next up, we have Karen Webster. She began her career as a fashion designer. She's now an associate professor and the deputy head of fashion and textiles at RMIT. She's entering her fourth decade in the industry, and she's one of Australia's best-known fashion figures. We're incredibly lucky to have her. She's worked as the festival director for Melbourne Fashion Festival. She's held numerous board positions on the Council of Textile and Fashion Industries Australia, the Australian Fashion Chamber, the Federal Government's Positive Body Image Advisory Panel, and she was the chair of the Australian Fashion Council, so she knows if their sewing's any good. Give her a big round of applause. And then we have Wind of the Stars. Mel is an internationally known cosplayer and a lifelong geek. Now, in 2004, she started putting her artistic energy into creating costumes from her favourite anime, manga, movies and games, and she's even created original costumes of her own design. She has created over 100 costumes. Many of them award-winning for herself and others, like a guy you might have heard of called George R.R. Martin. She is that good. So her cosplays have been featured in numerous online and print publications, as well as shows for DC Comics, Bandai. We are so lucky to have you. Thank you, Mel. Should we get started with the first category? It's comic books. TJ Cosplay as Wonder Woman from DC's Justice League War. So TJ is a pop culture fan from Melbourne who loves to play dress-ups. She's been cosplaying since 2009, and as the years have passed, it's become more and more of an obsession for her. I think we can relate to that. She makes the majority of her cosplays from scratch and enjoys learning new skills to add to her arsenal. Her Wonder Woman you see here today was made entirely from scratch, including drafting the altered leotard pattern, the gloves and boot covers. It uses materials like lycra and warbler and EL wire and a hell of a lot of zigzag stitching. It took a few days' work, over a month. TJ wrapped, combined and rewired this lasso herself, which if we could dim the lights, you'd probably see it glowing. She used a dance-type method to keep up her boot covers, and it keeps her legs warm as well. That included stitching it to her while she was wearing it, which sounds a bit dangerous. She constructed the warbler elements using the foam sandwich method, then shaping, priming, and painting. The wig was a challenge, but nothing that a bit of craft glue, hairspray, and heat couldn't fix. TJ loves getting to become the character. She loves the sense of accomplishment throughout the creation process and bringing the character to life. Thank you very much, TJ. And next up in the comic book category, we have Yulise Cosplay as Machiko She-Predator from the Aliens vs. Predator comic. So Yelise describes herself as being very new to cosplay. She started constructing her own costumes in only October last year. For her she-predator, she used Warbler and Wonderflex, using the comic character as inspiration and her own imagination for the rest. This cosplay took her about 28 hours in total over a period of about 2 months. The double-bladed gauntlet took it 4 hours on its own. Yelise says that cosplaying is one of her most favourite hobbies and she enjoys every moment of it. She says that she feels like she's in another world when she attends events. She loves seeing other cosplayers and she thinks it's a great community. So thank you very much, Yelise. She's scary. Next up, we have Yasmin Guardian as Harley Quinn from Batman. Now, Yasmin decided to cosplay Harley Quinn because of how crazy she can be and because she has fallen so in love with her character as a whole. The design that she decided to create is a steampunk version from the artist No Flutter, and it's taken her about 6 to 7 months to create from scratch. She used pleather, ribbon, and 100% cotton. Once the corset was created, she spent hours draping the fabric to get it to sit right, and there was a lot of hand sewing involved. The mallet is made of yoga mats, PVC pipe, and a lot of paper mache and paint. She even made the top hat, which is constructed from foam and fabric. Yasmin's favourite part of this costume is the details. Handmade bullets on the top hat. The one in the middle has ha 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 engraved on it, which is kind of cool. And a handmade and painted Joker skull that hangs off a bow at the back of the outfit. Now, Jasmine says that cosplay is a big part of her life as she suffered from depression, anxiety and dyslexia, so cosplay has helped her put her mind to something and allowed her to step outside of her comfort zone to get to know people more. She loves being able to bring a character she adores to life and being able to share her love of a character through cosplay. So thank you, Jasmine. That was our comic book category. TV and movies? Please welcome Liz Monster as Anna from Frozen. So Liz Monster has been making clothing and costumes since she was 16, and once she left high school, she studied a diploma of costume design at Swinburne. In her career, she's worked on costumes for school productions and for costume shop hire. She also does commissions if you're interested. This cosplay took about 48 hours over a 2-month period to complete. The bodice is boned and lined with zigzag stitch yellow ribbon around the edging of the bodice. She used artist paint to hand paint the tulip design on the bodice, and then she made stamps from the glass of a photo frame to print the tulip pattern on her skirt. The patterns for the skirt and the cape were all done by Elizabeth, and the bodice and shirt fabric had a pattern base that she then altered for her design. She's always been drawn to costuming and the idea that she can put on an outfit and become a different person, even just for a moment. She only discovered cosplay, though, 3 years ago at Oz Comic Con. So she says it was amazing to finally meet a group of people that felt the same about costumes as she does. Give her a big round of applause, everyone. And next up in our TV and movies category is Jackie Peterson as Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. She's got a special handler with her as well. So Jackie is a Melbourneian and she describes herself as a hardcore conventioner. Toothless took her around 6 months from design and plan to actual completion, and as she had no pattern to guide her, it took several attempts to get the look that she wanted. She says her seam ripper was used extensively. She used velour as the main material for the body part, wing material and tail. She built the wings from PVC piping and bone and dowel to form the bone areas. The head was constructed from styrofoam covered in paper mache and velour with painted eyes and mouth. She used styrofoam star shapes to make all the different teeth. She glued the velour onto the paper mache to give the effect of scales on the head. By the way, she says, paper mache takes ages to dry in Victoria's winter. Jackie's favourite thing about Oz Comic Con is getting to see and meet all the fellow cosplayers and guests, and of course, becoming a dragon for the day. Big round of applause. Thank you, Jackie. It's adorable. Next, we have the video games category. This was a highly, highly competitive category. You guys love your video games in Melbourne. Please welcome to the stage X equals H Cosplay as Zelda from The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. So X equals H Cosplay has been sewing from a young age. She said she's always been a huge nerd at heart. After attending conventions when she was younger and seeing everyone dressed up, she thought, I have to do this. She is now studying costume design and hopes to bring others' dreams to life and help them with their cosplay dreams. So this dress was crafted by her, sewn from scuba knit and gold spandex trim. It was sewn, overlocked, blind hemmed, appliqued and sewn with an invisible zip. The brown belt is butter suede with gold trim and attached with press studs. The tabard and shawl is sewn with cotton and appliqued with similar fabric. The gold belt is made from foam and warbler and then painted gold along with black paint to add dimension. All up, this took a couple of days. Thank you. I'm so jealous. Please welcome to the stage JM Cosplay as a female barbarian from Diablo. Look at this. So Jessica has been cosplaying since 2008. She specialises in prop making and special effects. The majority of this armour is made out of EVA foam, warbler and plastomake. Aluminium chainmail was all hand-weaved and attached to the false sleeve with an elastic rope. The axe is made out of EVA foam and sealed with a floor sealer. That works. LED lights in the belt and the axe are all hand-soldered to switches in the base and battery packs. All the straps are suede and the dress is polyester so that you can get that real burnt effect. The helmet is Cobra Cast, the base horns are carving foam, and both are covered in an epoxy sculpt and screwed into each other by inverted bolts and plastomake nuts. What Jessica loves about cosplay is being surrounded by talented people who are all willing to help each other as much as they can. Huge round of applause here for JM Cosplay. Awesome. Next up, we have Calibrate Project as Zhao Yun from Dynasty Warriors 8. So he started cosplaying as a hobby in 2007 and has progressively aimed to challenge himself over the years to create more different and more complex character-designed cosplays. This costume started as a dream cosplay. If anyone's ever done their dream cosplay, how good does that feel? Since playing the Dynasty Warrior games from a young age. Amidst the fears and doubts and the busy schedule of many client-based commission jobs on the side, he's taken the plunge and gone forward in his best attempts to bring to life this loved character of strength and justice and foam and warbler and paint. He loves to see the other cosplay projects and works of his peers, and he loves that everyone inspires each other to reach new heights in cosplay. So let's give Calibrate Project a big round of applause. And next up we have Sparkle Miss, cosplaying as Red from the indie game Transistor. So Tess has been cosplaying for about 6 years now, and she loves it more every convention. It is truly her passion. Her goal in life is to become a professional costumer for theatre productions. The textile elements of this cosplay were made predominantly from jersey knit and faux leather. The sword prop is made from perspex and craft foam. And this is the first major prop that she has made. She drafted the pattern for the dress from scratch, and the jacket is fully finished with lining, which was hand-stitched into place. There's even handmade buttons on that one. She cut and curled the wig all herself, and the collar is embellished with hundreds of pheasant feathers that she individually trimmed into shape. Her favourite thing about being a cosplayer is the phenomenal amount of improvement that comes with each cosplay. She knows she wouldn't have developed her skills this far if it weren't for her cosplays. She says they're a great way to get motivated and, of course, above all, have fun doing so. So thank you very much. She put lining in her jacket. Who does that? Please welcome to the stage Jennifer Cosplay as Sylvanas Windrunner from World of Warcraft. So Jennifer Cosplay has been cosplaying for just over a year. She got into it by accidentally stumbling onto a photo of someone cosplaying her favourite character, and since then she has been hooked. She chose this cosplay because it is visually intriguing, challenging, and would definitely test her skills. The whole armour set was made entirely out of warbler. The bow was made out of expanding foam and gap filler. And the gems and the skull was sculpted, moulded, and then cast with resin. Each of the gems have LEDs embedded into them, and then they're wired up and attached to her armour. And the same thing with the eyes, those little glowing lights on her eyes. Everything was coated in black paint, then purple, shaded, highlighted, then silvers added to the 3D and raised details. The cape and the leg warmers and the gloves were drafted from scratch and then sewn up. The whole cosplay took over 100 hours to construct and was worked on and off since November last year. Jennifer loves becoming whoever she wants to be for a day, whether she decides to be a superheroine or a princess. She loves that there is no rule about what is right and wrong, and there is no guideline you have to follow to be a cosplayer. It is literally all about what you want to do and what makes you happy. And to be honest, she says, that's an extremely powerful and positive thing. It's a healthy and fun escape from reality, and that's why she loves cosplay. Thank you, Jennifer. Next up, we have Britta Cosplay as Blood Elf Death Knight from World of Warcraft. So Britta has been cosplaying for just over a year now, and she first started cosplaying because she's always enjoyed making things from scratch and thought it would be a great way to make new friends. In her spare time, she loves playing RPGs and hanging out with her cats, like everyone else here. Every bit of armour here has been made from scratch. The materials used are warbler, craft foam, installation foam, and plastomake. The skull gems were made from resin, which have been cast in a handmade mould so that each one fits perfectly into the skull's eye sockets. Before the resin set completely, LEDs have been added to make the gems glow. All of the lighting has been custom made by herself. The cape was hand-dyed and then burnt to give it a bit of a vintage look. The total hours made to create this cosplay is over 100. And she says that she loves making her cosplays. It's a great way to learn how to use new materials and to create whatever you want. Thank you, Britta. Next up, we have Altaf for Cosplay as a Crystal Maiden from Dota 2. So Altaf started cosplay about a year ago. In that time, she's completed 3 major cosplays. Her outfits are usually sourced from video games, usually Dota 2. Her favourite material is warbler, mostly to make armour, which she finds really fun to make, and she hopes to also start working with foam soon. Her costume was constructed in approximately 50 hours, spread over a month. The dress was handmade from scratch with no pattern and took the most time to complete. The buckles are made from foam coated in warbler and painted to give the effect of a gem. The staff was made of insulation foam and then coated in a single layer of warbler, sanded, gessoed, sanded, and then painted to give the illusion of ice. It was then secured onto a piece of dowel and cut to the right height. Out of all the outfits, she's most pleased with how well the dress came out, considering she's still quite new to sewing. Her favourite thing about cosplay is being able to go out and be with like-minded people who enjoy video games, comics, and all other things nerdy. She also enjoys finding other cosplays from people from the same game or movie and taking awesome pictures with them. Big round of applause for Altaf 4. Final contestant for the day. Please welcome to the stage Ellie as the sorceress from Diablo 2. So Ellie has been cosplaying since 2013 and she loves every minute of it. Ellie has used numerous ways to create a cosplay, working on it for the past month or so, adding up to around 40 hours. The staff itself she's holding was created using pipes, expanding foam and paper mache, and an acrylic paint to top it all off. EL wire has been put inside the wall, like that little orb in the staff. That actually glows when the lights dim as well. It's really cool. All the armour pieces were made with warbler and painted with spray paint and acrylic paint. The top and skirt were both made out of gabardine and drafted the patterns from scratch. She did. Ellie styled and braided her wig herself. She's worked many hours and a lot of long nights to create this cosplay all by herself. And lucky that, because her favourite thing about cosplay is gaining new skills. So I'm sure you did. Big round of applause, Ellie. Now, could I please welcome back on the stage all of our contestants from today? If anyone wants to grab some photos, this is a good time to do this, while I make everyone anxiously wait to see who the winners are. So could I please welcome onto the stage Karen Webster and Wind of the Stars to present the medals? Oh, the silence in that room. Everything just went so quiet. So our first category winner in the comic book category is, drum roll with your feet, we can do it. Yalee's cosplay with her she-predator. Big round of applause, everyone. Stay here. It's all good. Second category, TV and movies. Toothless. Never thought I'd see these two like hugging and stuff. That's the weirdest thing ever. And in the video game category, the winner was our barbarian from Diablo. Welcome, congratulations, JM Cosplay. Woo! Oh, come back here, stay with these guys. Now, out of these three, one of them is your Melbourne champion of cosplay. Are we ready to find out who it is? Who's going to go compete? It is. Now we can do a proper foot drum roll. I reckon we can do this now. JM Cosplay. You've done such an amazing job. The judges were absolutely blown away by the detail that has gone into this cosplay. Everything has been constructed superbly. You blew them away. Absolutely blew them away. Congratulations. Another big cheer. And for everyone that came in our competition today, everyone did such an amazing job. Stick around, grab some photos, and make sure you congratulate everyone up on the stage today because they've all put in an incredible amount of work to be here today. Thank you very much for joining me.